Hi there, I'm Diane Mulligan.
And I'm Tony Carnisi.
And today we're talking about all kinds of issues that are facing the industry
Right.
and what can and will impact you going forward. So there's, what, 5 of them pretty much?
Yeah, there's really 10, but the 5 that I think are the most important, the first one is affordability, right? And the fact of the matter is costs have been outpacing both inflation and wage growth forever. So the question becomes, is that going to catch up with us? Is that going to be an issue? It's been a hard thing in Denver, and we're starting to see that now in different parts of the country, right?
So let me ask you, do you think that home prices are beginning to come down a little bit?
In some places they are. In some places I think that we've peaked a little bit. Other places they continue to climb. So I think we're going to see that pocket to pocket, neighborhood to neighborhood.
Okay,
right?
Great.
The second thing really is economic cycles. So we are experiencing and we're still finishing and writing out the longest single growth spurt in the history of the United States.
Keep going.
As far as that goes, right?
Yes.
And there's a lot of people predicting we could have a recession coming up. There's some people saying we're already beginning in that recession. The thing is we used to use the downturn of the last cycle to predict what's going to happen in the next. Well, we haven't had that so we don't know what's coming, right? So that's kind of an unknown, and people just don't really know what's going to happen. The third thing really is population migration. We're seeing a huge influx into the west, into the out of the Midwest into the west, the Southwest, the South, those areas like that. And so that's becoming, it's putting pressure on some cities and some other areas, and it's taking people out of like the Rust Belt, the Midwest, and the Deep South.
What about California? Do we see a lot of Californians coming this way?
California still seems to be stable. The influx coming in and what's going out seems to still be stable because of their economy, and it hasn't changed a whole lot.
That makes sense.
Right? The next one really is climate change and weather. If you really look at what's happened and you look at how that's impacted the real estate industry from about 1980 to 2018, about $80 billion a year in real estate was damaged based on fires, mudslides, all that kind of stuff.
80 billion?
Yeah, well, in 2017, that number spiked to $300 billion.
Oh my gosh.
Right? So the challenge with weather and that kind of thing is not only is it destroying houses and destroying inventory for us, but a lot of people decide just not even to rebuild. You look at what happened in Katrina and Harvey, and a lot of people just didn't rebuild. The ones that are rebuilding now are facing new legislation and new standards for climate change-proof property. So it's slowing down the rebuilding process, and it's changing how we do that.
Plus, it's the workers, finding the workers to even come in and do the work on your house. If you didn't need to rebuild, but you just needed a new roof or you needed new windows, you can't find the people because there's so much work.
And we experienced that in Denver. We experienced that where tradesmen that were in Denver that were working for builders here left and went down to Houston and other areas because they could make 3 times the money doing the same job. So it puts pressure on all kinds of different parts of different industries. And then the last one, plain and simple, is infrastructure. As we grow, as cities grow, and Denver's experiencing this right now, you look at our roads and tunnels and bridges and everything that interconnects neighborhood to neighborhood and city to city, and as those are crumbling, and they're crumbling all across the United States, that's putting pressure on connectivity and all of those things. So all of these things have a role and can impact what's going on in real estate.
So how do we address all of this? That's a lot. I mean, that's
a lot.
And you said there were 10. We only went through 5.
Yeah, it's a lot. And unfortunately, we're back into that election cycle again.
Yes.
And a lot of these things can be...
If you watch the debates, you know that,
That's right. And a lot of these things need to be addressed by our government. A lot of things, when it comes to affordability, when it comes to economic cycles, a lot of those things we can control. We can control that through our vote and what we do. But these are things that are going to have to be addressed on a nationwide level because they impact not just real estate, but a lot of other industries.
So stay tuned, see how it goes, and
Absolutely.
really look at your business and see what you need to do to make it work for you, right?
Yeah, absolutely. We'll keep an eye on these trends and see what's going on, and maybe we'll share those other 5 at another time.
I love that. Have a great day.
Take care.